I'm going to tell you the 3 top ways to lose your bike accident case, and we are starting right now. I'm Justin from justinziegler.net. The first way to lose your bike accident case is if the vehicle that hit you was uninsured. Unfortunately, in Florida, which is where I'm a bike accident lawyer, many cars have no insurance on them. In fact, in Florida, if you're on a bike and you're hit by a car, there's a very large chance the car that hit you will not have any bodily injury liability insurance. That is the type of insurance that pays you for pain and suffering, out-of-pocket medical bills, and lost wages. If there's no insurance in a case and the other driver doesn't have money to pay for your injuries, your case may be worthless. Your best case scenario is the vehicle that hit you is one that likely has a large amount of insurance coverage. For example, if you're hit by a tractor trailer, which is an 18-wheeler vehicle, they likely have at least $750,000 of bodily injury liability coverage. If you were hit by an Uber or Lyft driver who was engaged in a ride, they have $1 million in liability coverage. Or if you're hit by a vehicle that's owned by a large company, let's say Walmart or Target, you know that there's going to be plenty of money to pay for your injury. Now, if you're hit by a driver that doesn't have any bodily liability insurance coverage on their policy, or a small amount of it, you can make a claim through your uninsured motorist coverage if you have this type of optional coverage on your insurance policy. If you don't have uninsured motorist insurance on your car's policy and you lived with a relative on the date of the accident, you can make a claim through their uninsured motorist insurance if they have stacking coverage. You can log in online on your insurance company's website to see if you have uninsured motorist insurance coverage on your car. Even though you were on a bike when you were hit, so long as someone else is at fault, your uninsured motorist insurance from your vehicle may apply. The second way that you can lose your bike accident case is if you have minor injuries or you get very little medical treatment. In a state like Florida where I practice, you need a permanent injury in most bike accident cases if you're hit by a car to get money for pain and suffering. Smaller injuries that typically pay less in bike accident cases are if your only injury is whiplash or neck pain or back pain or pain in your knee or your ankle or any other body part. The bike accident cases that are typically worth the most are those where you have a broken bone, or if you have any bleeding of the brain, if you've lost a limb. Like all personal injury cases, if you've had surgery to a broken bone, that typically makes the full value of the personal injury case worth much more than if you just have a broken bone or if you just have neck or back pain. And not all surgeries are equal. For example, if you have hardware put into your back or neck during a fusion, that case is typically worth much more than if you have a procedure where they don't leave any hardware inside your body. And having a plate and screws put in your body is not just important for the spine. Typically for any broken bone, if you have hardware, which is a plate and screws put into it or a rod, that case is typically worth much more than if you just have a broken bone. When I say the case is worth more, I'm referring to the full settlement value, assuming you're not at fault at all. The third way to lose your bike accident case is if there's no one other than you at fault. For example, if you're wearing all black clothes and you're riding a bicycle on a highway, you're likely going to have a very tough time getting paid money for your injuries if a car hits you. On the other hand, if you're riding a bike and you're in the middle of the street where you should be in a bike lane and a car hits you, your case may be worth much more. Similarly, if you were heading across a sidewalk and you cross an intersection and a car fails to stop at a red light and makes a right-hand turn, your case may be worth a lot more than the example I gave where someone's riding a bike at night. If a car hits you while you're riding a bicycle, even though the car has an event data recorder that captures its speed prior to impact, if the impact is not hard enough, the event data recorder may not capture anything. If fault is an issue in a bike accident case, you or your attorney can ask the adjuster, how much fault are you assigning to me? Many adjusters will tell you, they'll say, we're putting no fault on you, or 20% or 50% or whatever amount they think is appropriate. But if you feel that the adjuster is not being fair in their fault evaluation, you have the option to file a lawsuit. To learn how to deal with adjusters in bike accident cases and get the largest settlement as fast as possible, watch this video here. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future videos, and I will see you in the next one.